that Lee Sin power pick.
Definitely, and I think something that Cookie was talking about in the hype videos prior as well is you gotta be respectful of the Chinese junglers, of the WRL junglers. Lee Sin is the champion, lets them do the most in the early game, and look at that setup, Kangas.
Oh, that is beautiful. As we see the lock-in take life on the stage. I didn't know that was happening.
Yeah.
That was a surprise.
We're caught by
for me.
surprise too.
Wukong and Corki being answered there. Also two champions with very high presence. Wukong is the second most picked champion in all of Icons. Corki is the #1 most picked champion in all of Icons. So already, we're starting to see FPX. They have a similar read on the meta that a lot of these other teams have shown us already.
Yeah, and I think that the WRL teams in particular have put a high emphasis on that Corki pick. They like to team fight, they like to objective fight, and Corki is amazing at these once he picks up the package. Flash Wolves, it's very clear what the comp is going for. Santa Gragas Dragon Lane, Cookie, carry us.
And both of these champions are very strong at those objective fights, at those setups. If they can get their ultimate synced together, the Wukong incredible engage, answered by the Jax and Gragas from Flash Wolves. More of a scaling style. I expect it to be the Senna and the Gragas going into that Dragon Lane now.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Kha'Zix.
It looks so cool.
Yeah, that's kind of what you would expect. If you see Kha'Zix in real life, I think it's pretty scary, kind of like that.
I feel bad for the analyst desk because they're like right next to them. I'd be terrified.
Good news is they're not isolated. There's 3 of them together, so
True.
they're fine.
All right, they don't take the extra damage. That's a saving grace right there. But it does mean a little bit more execute damage on top of this Wombo combo with the Wukong going in for the engage, Corki package on top. Kha'Zix can just clean up the kills.
And that's what we always talk about with Kha'Zix, right? Great assassin, he can clean up the kills, but he has good team fighting tools as well. You evolve the Void Spikes, you get the Cyrilda's Grudge, you're such a nuisance. And it's such a great combo with the team fighting comp that FPX have. You dive in, Kha'Zix leaps around, resets, cleans up.
And you can also pair that with the poke of the Corki. So
yes.
2 poke champs. Makes sense. Flash Wolves are taking away things like that Varus. That would just add like that extra layer that would be almost impossible to deal with.
Too much poke.
FPX focusing on some of these Baron laners instead. Garen and Shen taken off the table.
This is a very interesting situation to me. Flash Wolves banning away Dragon laners, but Ashe is still available. Is this something Selma might opt to pick up here, or is he just going to stay with the Corki, maybe go with a Kai'Sa, try to all in on the dive comp? I feel like that one might be a bit difficult for them to pull off, but I like that FPX are banning away Baron laners and also the Shen in particular. You don't want to let Cookie be empowered anymore.
What I want to see FPX do is lock in a support right now, because then you're still holding that
go.
Corki flex pick. This makes more sense to me. You're giving Yezi the opportunity of a counter pick right now, because there is always the opportunity to put Selma on that Corki instead.
And this gives you a couple of options here as well. You could go for the Xayah lane, you could go for the flex, but most importantly, let's see if they want to save the 5th pick, mid lane pick for Yezi.
It's going to depend on what Flash Wolves lock in here, because now they have to blind pick their mid laner. I mean, Gragas is also a flex pick, but we're going to know what their composition is. Nasus wasn't banned away. Maybe they go towards that instead, but I feel like that's too much scaling, and you just get shut out by this comp from FPX. So instead, they lock in something that can fight a little bit earlier. They go for the Akali.
Oh, I have a theory here, Kangas. With Akali being locked in, we know Bruce likes to play the carries. There's a real chance that Bruce takes the Akali to mid lane, and we see Baya play Senna Dragon Lane. I won't be surprised to see that from Flash Wolves.
Bruce does have that big champ pool.
He loves that champ.
Up during the play-in stage. He loves this champion. Let's see what they lock in for the support position. Okay,
Ysera's playing Akali here.
Yeah, I like it. They have the TF for some more global pressure. Senna can also provide some of that. It feels like we might get more of a 1-3-1 style based on Flash Wolves' comp.
Flash Wolves have a lot of ability to play around the side lanes as well, but you can't forget that this Twisted Fate is actually a great team fighter once you get the RFC. That's the setup for the picks here. But that Black Shield from the side of FPX's Morgana pickup, that one's going to be very effective. Dragon Lane Morgana.
In the later stage of the game, has decent wave clear, great pick potential, like you were saying, the Black Shield to stop the gold card, to stop the Senna route, and that means that it will be Yezi on that Corki in the mid lane, with 7-11 taking the Kha'Zix in the jungle. FPX showing us what the #1 seed from WRL is prioritizing in the draft. I see a lot of champions that have been played by other teams, but again, things like the Kha'Zix has an incredible low win rate. It's around the 40% 100% there,
Yes.
being, I believe, the one loaded onto the Rift. Flash Wolves versus FPX for our first series of group stage.
And what a series to start this one off with. We see FPX already. I love the Fog of War toggle here, being a bit cheeky, but just going for the mid lane push. This is what you want to be doing against Twisted Fate. You want to keep him locked in lane. You don't want to let him be able to move around. Threat in place with Gold Card. And right now, just like that, Flash Wolves get a lead.
Ooh. Good trading, though. Leia actually taking a lot of hits right
Bruce.
now. Sialma as well. Bruce.
That's what I love from the guy.
Pick.
He knows his limits. He knows when he can play aggressively. And that's kind of why I say that I love seeing Bruce in the Dragon Lane position as well. He's one of the few Dragon Laners that will test the limits of his champion. Walk up in your face, hit you, trade shots, and dare you to go in on him.
And based on how the mid lane had gone, we still expected Sialma and Lei to then get level 2 first. But because of that poke, because of that pressure, Lei actually goes for a reset. We have an Ignite top lane, though. Fado almost gets the 1v1 against Ysera.
And Ysera had the counter pick here, Kangas. Fado showed his pick on third pick red side because they revealed that it wasn't a flex. They revealed that it was going top. Ysera had his choice of counter picks. He went for the Akali into the Wukong, and he already got forced to flash, forced to use his barrier. It's not a good start because he needs to be a point which FW can play around in the series. You give Fado a lead, he can easily run away with the game.
Not ideal, but we saw this is how Ysera likes to play, very fast. But the rest of Flash Wolves, they say, Ysera, just survive, because we're going to put some pressure bot lane. There's the Dark Binding. Salma could be in trouble right now. Cookie doesn't commit the flash forward to get the stun, and it actually is FPX maybe coming ahead, but first blood, the Flash Wolves jungler still alive. Flash Wolves might just get out, but 7-Eleven has a different plan and trades 1-for-1 flash from Salma. There they go, the double knockdown. Lei is a monster, and 7-Eleven's the one that benefits.
No, that's just FPX, Kangas. Against any other team, Flash Wolves win that one. They win that skirmish, they take that trade. But FPX played the fight to the absolute mechanical limit, flashing at the right time, going back in on the right time, playing around their CC cooldown so extremely well.
It looks so good for Flash Wolves to start.
But it starts off well.
Yeah, Flash Wolves, they just, maybe they stay a little too long.
Yeah, this is Bruce right now. He overstays 100%. He thought they could keep going, but all the spells were down for Flash Wolves. FPX, they know their timings, and they just go in. They hold their flash for so long on Xiaoma and Lei as well. Just amazing stuff, mechanically. So good.
Flash Wolves, gonna be checking under their bed, gonna be checking in the closet, behind the door. The coat hanger's the big one. That's where you usually see monsters, but I think they're seeing them on the Rift right now. Fado has the help of Lei on Ysera right now. Ysera's actually doing a decent job.
Yeah, pretty good trade right there from Ysera with the Shroud so hot to kill. But he just wants to buy some space for Fado. That roam from Lei actually worked out pretty well at the end of that one. And this was actually a set play that Flash Wolves had went for before. If you call back to some of their earlier series in play-ins, they love to play around Bruce. It's a Bruce-focused team. You will stack and try to dive on his lane. FPX are the first team to answer back on that play.
And Flash Wolves also typically will go for longer games. I'll go back to that as Ysera might go for a longer fight than Fado. Lands a Shuriken flip, doesn't want to take it though, Cyclone's available. Exactly. But Flash Wolves, they're a team that will play early games relatively slower and then just look for those objective fights. That's where they really start to get aggressive. Yeah,
but then that's kind of a problem against the WRL teams too.
Oh, gank in the mid lane, Baya picked off. Again, Lei, he's just everywhere on this map.
Yeah, nowhere for Baya to go. That was a great combo as well. They chained up the Valkyrie into the springboard from Lei there. Great combo coming in from FPX to start this one off. 4 minutes on the board.
And Yezi on FPX, number 1 seed from WRL, going the Hullbreaker Corki. It's received a lot of criticism. Twitch chat, you better be watching right now. YouTube chat as well, wherever you're viewing the game. Yeah. Whatever your opinion is, we are seeing Yezi pick this build right now.
Look, I'm actually a fan of the Hullbreaker and the Corki. I think it's something you have to go for if you ever want to be side laning, if you want to be scaling up. And it's kind of an arms race as well. If you don't have the Hullbreaker, it gets so much harder to play side lanes, especially if your opponents are going to pick it up. This time, Flash Wolves have no Hullbreaker buyer. That's the good side. But that just means that Yes is going to be unmatched basically in the side lane.
He can get shove. He's very little danger of him getting ganked and dying in a side lane. That's the biggest part about this whole breaker, is you can just free scale as the Cork now picks up the package, because if you look at the timers, 5 seconds and we got objectives.
Yeah, the Klaxons are here, ringing out loud for Yezi coming in with the package. They're going to start off the Rift Herald right away, and this is something which the Chinese scene talks about a lot. The high priority on the Rift Herald, it's something that WRL teams love, and FPX as the best WRL team, it's something they love the most.
Flash Wolves had a ward on it though, so they spotted it out, and they push FPX off of the objective. 20 seconds in, and neither objective has been taken. It looks like FPX, they might just reset towards the bottom half of the map instead.
FPX want to go for a play first.
Oh,
Eason, very nice.
Interrupted by Isan. That was huge from the Gragas player.
But that just means that Dragon gets started off right now. It's so low.
And it's taken very fast. Flash Wolves see it with the Destiny pod by Baya. Package used by Yezi as well. Ooh, and he gets away with the Valkyrie. Yeah, Flash Wolves, they don't find the pick, they don't find a TF ult flank, so that means a free objective to FPX.
Yeah, no picks from Flash Wolves because they play too slow, and FPX take advantage. They play around the Kazakhs, that's one of his strengths. Isolation smacks down the Dragon.
Is bold.
But Herald's really low.
Vado has ultimate, Cyclone could be used to engage, plus Lei going in there. Flash Wolves, they secure the Herald, now onto Yezi. Flash available, but he's knocked back with the explosive cast. A kill and an objective over to Flash Wolves.
Yezi face plants into the wall, doesn't get the flash over, and Flash Wolves get both the Herald and the flash from, or rather the kill onto Yezi. He didn't use his flash. That means scaling factor does go a little bit over the FPX because they did get the Infernal Dragon, but Flash Wolves.
It could depend on how this Dragon's used. Could depend on Ysera living through this. Vado almost gets another solo kill.
Divine Sundra power spike is just so big on this Wukong, and despite having the Herald, Flash Wolves are gonna lose the first turret.
Oh, this is the power of these Baron laners, plus something like a Kha'Zix, something like a Lee Sin. You can take turrets incredibly fast. Flash Wolves will answer right back, and Yezi, Valkyrie's away, Flash loses the turret and almost goes down. Maybe a Dark Binding could land from Xiaohu, but doesn't go for it.
Yeah, just gonna back away here. FPX, for the first time this game, swinging out to a gold lead. Credits to Flash Wolves. They've been doing a very good job at maintaining an even game state, which is not something many teams can say against FPX.
Especially Flash Wolves, like this team that I'm more aware of as being the one that scales to the late game. Yeah, very slow.
They've got a slow draft as well. We might touch on the fact that, yes, they do have a Twisted Fate who wants to go for plays with his Destiny Gate. But if you look at the rest of the team comp, 4 champions that want to scale here on the side of Flash Wolves.
FPX still not out of this one by any means, though. They are still favorites in this matchup, in the whole tournament. Our first look on them, much slower than I was expecting. Yezi also playing that side lane on the whole breaker. Corki has been kind of the focus for Flash Wolves' attention since we've gotten out of this laning phase.
And in the WRL, Yezi's normally the enabler for 0711. He does play the Corki quite a bit, but I like to see this adaptation. Now we play around you here, Yezi. What can you do for us?
And now it's lane swaps for both sides as FPX and Xiaoma and Lei into the mid lane. There's nothing to fight over right now, so I'm not expecting any explosive plays, which means Flash Wolves can continue to scale with their Jax, with their Senna.
But in a 1-3-1 setup, it's so dangerous for Flash Wolves, it's so dangerous for Bayer, especially if he keeps going to the lane without a turret.
Oh, I was just saying it,
Oh, man.
Looks like FPX had other plans, looking for the explosive play in the mid lane. They get Destiny out of Baya, they get Flash out of Bruce, and now Ysera fancies a 1v1 against Vado right now. Doesn't have the backup of the team, so will retreat.
They get the Cyclone out, that's something. The cost they're missing from Eason actually spelled the end of that play, but Destiny Gate was committed as well. They tried to fish for something, but FPX just too fast.
Lei is just going for these engages every time he sees them. I think he's got a challenge right now. If I see a champion, I go in.
Don't dive in on any champion challenge. Impossible. FPX, that's their goal right now. But you look at the side lanes, you look at what Jax and Twisted Fate are doing. They are great at taking down turrets.
I was gonna say the Herald's a questionable one there, as you only get that, but you're right. It was to pull members of FPX into the mid lane so then they could make the play in the top half of the map. So it's actually Flash Wolves up in turrets and a slight gold lead.
But not for much longer here. FPX, you know they're gonna trade right back. Is this the timing though?
Oh, if there was explosive cast, Isan should have been able to get that onto Xiaoma. Black Shield's down, very low mana. And that's a turret, so still, Flash Wolves trading up.
Flash Wolves doing a very good job to keep themselves even with FPX. And of course, I'm surprised by that. We expected so much from FPX. And to their credit, they've kind of been delivering, but not at the pace we thought they would.
I mean, this is such an even game state that I'm actually favoring Flash Wolves right now with this composition. I know we talked about the strengths of FPX in this 1-3-1 setup. There's nobody that's going to match the hold breaker of the Corki. But Senna will just keep scaling up right now and is approaching 2 items here. Cookie as well close to that second item, the Death's Dance. And what could come down to this play. Like, if FPX get a huge fight here, this could blow open the game. Oh, gold card though in on Fado. It's Flash Wolves that go forward instead. Now big engage from Lei. Cyclone layered on top of it. Ysera backline! It's a call. He almost just took down the carries into the Stasis. Jumps away. Supreme display of talent. Over the wall. Fado will get the kill. Nobody from FPX is down yet. Flash Wolves Cookie gets baited back in. Is he going to go down yet? With a bloodborne auto attack. Gets it! FPX dancing on the verge of death. But they got their shoes on and they were ready for it. Flash Wolves lose 2. FPX
They're so low though, Kangas.
Isan's in. Do they go for it? Isan's dead.
No.
He's just picked off immediately. FPX.
No one dies.
5 for 0 with the Prime Gaming ace.
How does nobody die, Kangas? Everyone on the side of FPX is so low, but look at how good their team fighting is. Look at how good their front to back is. They kite you out, they bait your cooldowns. The moment Ysera goes in, we thought he was gonna pop off. We thought that was it. As soon as how they kite around it.
Everyone goes on to Fado, and then Lei says, I'm just gonna stop all 5 members of Flash Wolves.
That play right here, immediately all 5 members of Flash Wolves or FPX turn around for Ysera, shut him down, and nobody dies. They're just so good at kiting out the fights.
So close right there. Then Cookie goes too far forward, thinking he can maybe turn something around. FPX had all of their cooldowns and played them beautifully. And then the re-engage,
They play around their pick spell so well. The moment the binding lands from over the wall, outside of vision, that's the end of the play. That's it.
And Fado with the Divine Sunderer onto the 0 armor Gragas right now. And now FPX, they might even find more.
Look at how good they are disengaging.
Fado goes back in. Cyclone is available. Hasn't used it yet, but oh, Bruce hit by the binding.
Oh, man.
If that was a bigger rocket from Yezi, that was definitely a kill.
They want more.
Oh, they're still going for it. Lei with another knockup. Another dark binding. Flash Wolves are falling apart. The monsters are roaring. And FPX fancy another dive. Fado gets the kill. And the Herald charges the turret.
In the last 2 sequence of events, FPX have just been completely outclassing Flash Wolves Kangas. They've been dancing around the edges of the team fight, push and pulling perfectly. And there just seems like nothing Flash Wolves can do right now.
This is some Wild Rift gameplay right now, Homo. This is top tier competition. Flash Wolves, if you give them an inch, FPX will take that mile, and Flash Wolves are learning that the hard way.
And that's exactly the analogy that they used to describe FPX in the WRL as well. They're a snowball team. They are the snowball team. The moment you give them a lead, the snowball's gonna roll and roll and roll, and you see what they can do with team fights. I'm even going to go as far as to say that this is the perfect team fighting team here, FPX.
It fits exactly what they want to do. Multiple engage tools, multiple disengage tools, range to poke with, damage to burst with. They got it all. Now can they close it out, or can Flash Wolves weather the storm with their scaling, get this Senna online later in the game, get Bruce to where he needs to be?
It's gonna take a while here, Kangas. Bruce is 1.5 items. He's close to the Sunderer, but I don't feel like Flash Wolves have got much more time left in this game. The next dragon's gonna be the Elder. It's gonna be a Cloud, sure, but the Cloud Elder is the point here for FPX, who already have 2 dragons.
And they also have the Baron that they could even go for right now. Like, if FPX want to force a fight with a 5,000 gold lead before Senna even completes that second item, they could. They have Corki package. Yezi resets. Yezi's going for package.
This is genuinely a possible Baron angle here. Even if FPX don't want to finish, if you go to them, they will smash you in a team fight. Look at the death
Look
push.
at the vision. There's no vision for Flash Wolves in the entire top half of the map. Lei goes for the engage. They don't even need to go into the jungle. That's not a death rush, that's a death lane. Double kill to Yezi FPX. They're just going to peel back for the Baron.
Kangas, Flash Wolves knew that that was happening. They popped the Destiny as the play started, but they were just 1 second too slow. FPX just that bit too quick for anyone else, and Baron's dead.
Looks like Flash Wolves are going to go for the Hail Mary. They need to find a miracle play, and it's just not going to happen. happen? Baron secured, another kill picked up.
FPX. This game was even for 7 minutes, 8 minutes, and at the snap of their fingers, FPX blow Flash Wolves out of the water.
Now they got the Baron buff, they can start sieging on these turrets. Lei even tanks a couple of shots to keep the wave alive. Resets now come in from FPX. One final push could be all they need to close out this game.
One final push is all they need to close out this game. They've got the items, 3-4 items. Look at this. Destiny Gate gets popped just as the flash from Lei over the wall comes true. They knew that that was going to happen. They knew the pick was set up, but they were just too quick on the side of FPX. And once that happened, it's basically all over here.
Lei has got to be the most impressive engaged support I've seen all tournament.
Oh, yeah.
In one game. One game sample size. Lei is already my hero. As
Yes,
a
he's gonna
support
get
player.
caught, though.
Gold card from long range. That was flash from Baya. How much
dead.
time can he buy? Look at the mid lane. The siege is coming through, so Flash Wolves, you gotta get this kill and get back out of there.
He's not
Yezi's
dead.
buying time. Yezi almost gets a trade kill. Finally, Flash Wolves pick him up, but they
the
lose their
base-
middle inhibitor for it.
All that for a drop of blood, Kangas. They used the flash and the exhaust from Baya. I think they also might have used the exhaust from Bruce. All that to kill one Corki in the side lane.
One Corki. And Baya might just get engaged on right now again by
Yeah.
Lei.
Lei
Or
has
Cookie.
no
Literally
flash,
anybody. Isan too. Okay, FPX back up.
They know it's 20 seconds to the Dragon, but this could be a huge timing window for Flash Wolves. They have a 4v5 for a couple of seconds, but it doesn't seem like they can do anything here. They need to leave Baya to shove waves.
Yezi doesn't have package, but he just got
Yes.
teleport. So I think FPX are reading this. They realize, okay, we might have gotten a bad pick in the side there. Keep Flash Wolves in the lane. Don't let them approach the Dragon. That is the play from FPX.
Well, there's nothing at all they can do here. FPX, once again, in full control of the river. Flash Wolves have the face check.
Yezi's up, and that's
Dead.
just another pick for FPX!
Wow.
With the setup in the river. Flash Wolves approach, and Flash Wolves fall down like dominoes. Cookie will also go down as Ysera doing what he can on the back line. There's just no hope. There's no chance. Ysera picked off by Lei. If you were wondering how good FPX were, could the monsters live up to the hype? Well, I think that question's answered here. Game one goes to FPX.
To any WRL skeptics, to any FPX skeptics, I think they very well answered all our questions that game. What a performance, Kangas.
It was one play, and then suddenly this even gold state, this even game state, this Flash Wolves, they were trading turrets, trading lane priority, trading pushes, diving bot, and it all falls away.
Yeah.
FPX turned that one.
FPX, especially in the early game, like you mentioned. But it just appears that FPX, they also did their homework. They also knew that, okay, Flash Wolves is probably going to do this, and they were just one step ahead. And that's always been the storyline here at Icons 2022. The WRL teams are always one step ahead. FPX, it seems like, even more so. So, you know, Stuart, right now, as of course, we're looking at, you know, the post-game stats over here. Flash Wolves, they did have a window. At what point do you think they lost it?
I think it was around that Rift Herald, really. You know, the five-man engage. And it was
yeah.
a really, really close fight as well around that Rift Herald, when Lei got the, you know, the huge five-man knock-up. But then just no one on FPX dies. It just feels like the game just handed it to them, you know?
I mean, look at that gold
the
graph.
Game was, yeah, look at
that gold graph.
It's
This is
crazy.
what I mean, right? Like, it was super even. One mistake and it just plummets all the way down. It's crazy how FPX does this. Like, that's basically the most punishment you'll ever be able to inflict when an enemy makes a mistake, right? Like, you just plummet the entire gold graph to your side and you just win the game. Crazy.
Exactly. And you know, it just feels like, you know, that's probably exactly how FPX play. They wait for you to make a mistake because they know that you're going to make a mistake, and when you do, they're ready
over,
to
yeah.
it's over. They're ready to exploit that in any means necessary.
They're confident enough as well. You know, FPX are confident enough that they know that, you know, even though if they get a little bit of a, you know, a goal deficit in the early game, they know that they're confident enough. They know that they're better than the opponent. So that all they need to do is just stay as a group, stay composed, and then when it gets to them team fights, you know, around the Rift Herald as well, the five-man knockup by Lei was really, really good, and just insane performance overall. And to be honest, you know, like I said, you know, Flash Wolves, I feel like they adapted their draft very well compared to Nova, but still, FPX is just, they're just too good.
I mean, look at these stats as well. 18 kills, 3 deaths, every dragon. You know, like, this is it. This is what the best team has to offer. And I feel like, as I said, I feel like this is still warming up. They have more by them because Flash Wolves was keeping up with them in the early game. We said that. I feel there is an even better